Hello students, today I'll show you how to read a vernier caliper. I have two vernier calipers here with me. First of all, you have to identify that whether your vernier caliper will measure reading in centimeters or in millimeters. The best way to do this is that you have to see the main scale right at the end. If there is written centimeter here, so this means that this vernier caliper will measure the reading in centimeters. If it's written millimeter in here, okay, if it's written millimeter, so this means that this vernier caliper can measure length or diameter of anything in millimeters. So there are basically a number of parts of this vernier caliper. This scale here, this scale is called the main scale. This is a main scale. This scale here is the vernier scale, and there is written here 0.05 millimeter. This 0.05 millimeter is its least count. It's the least measurement that this vernier caliper can do. Then it has two jaws. These are called the outer jaws. If you want to measure the length or diameter or something, then you have to place that thing between these two jaws. These jaws are called the inner jaws. If you want to measure the inner diameter of something, then you will be using these two jaws to measure the inner diameter of any object. Let's suppose if you want to measure the inner diameter of a test tube or a measuring cylinder, then you will be using these two jaws. Then there is a screw here as well. This screw is called your lock screw. If this is tightened up, then your vernier caliper will not be able to move, and you can record your reading afterwards as well, and it will be locked at its place. The same thing happens with a millimeter vernier caliper. You can see the difference between these two vernier calipers, that in this vernier caliper the readings are from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So in between 0 and 1 there are 10 small lines. Each of these lines represent 0.1 centimeter. So if there is one line up in front of one, then that can be written as 1.1 centimeters. Whereas in this vernier caliper, you can see the readings are mentioned as 0, 10, 20, 30, 40 and so on. So if you are noting down reading, the main scale reading from this scale, then those main scale reading will be in whole numbers. They can never be in point. Whereas in this situation, the whole numbers can be in decimal points as well. You can easily see that if let's suppose that if its scale is like this, then you can easily see that if it's 10, then 10 afterwards the reading next to 10 should be 11. It should not be 10.1 and so on. So you have to be very careful whenever you are noting down the readings using this vernier caliper. It also has its least count mentioned here is also 0.05 millimeter, and you can see that there are 20 lines, and those 20 lines are represented by 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is basically your vernier scale. This is your vernier scale. In order to measure the length or diameter of something, you have to first note down the main scale reading. You have to see that the 0 of the vernier scale is in between which two readings. You have to note down the smaller reading. As I can see that this 0 is between 31 and 32. So you will note down the main scale reading which should be 31 millimeters. Then you have to see that which line is coinciding with any line, which line of the vernier scale is coinciding with any line on the main scale. I can see here that this 4 line is coinciding with this line. It's the best match. You can have any other reading as well which is matching the best, but if this 4 is matching, if you take this reading or if you take this reading, then these two readings will not affect your result so much. So I will be taking this reading 4 as my vernier scale reading. After noting down the vernier scale reading, you don't just take this 4, you have to count that which of these line is 4 is which line. So basically you can see that this is your 8th line. This is your line 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. This 4 यानी कि 8th line is matching coinciding with any line of the main scale. So you have to multiply this 8 with 0.05, so you will get a number. You will add that number with the main scale reading here that you have obtained earlier. That will give you the final reading of this vernier caliper. This is another vernier caliper. This vernier caliper has the main scale in centimeters. So you will note down the reading in the same usual way. First you have to see that the zero of the vernier caliper, the zero of the vernier scale, is in between which two readings. You can easily see that this zero is between 3.4 and 3.5. So you will note on the smaller reading 3.4 centimeter, that will be your main scale reading. Then you have to see that which line is coinciding with any line on the main scale. So carefully watching, I can easily see that this line is coinciding with this line on the main scale, or you can take this line as well. It doesn't matter, because these one line differences, they are okay, they will not hinder your reading, hinder your answer a lot. So I will be taking this line. You have to count from here that this line that is matching which number this line represent. So as I can see that this is your line 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So the 11th line is coinciding with this line on the main scale. You will multiply this 11 with the least count, 0.05 millimeter mentioned here. So whatever reading that you will get, you will add that reading to the main scale reading which you have noted down earlier, which is 3.4 centimeter. So this will give you the final reading of the vernier caliper.